He's the guy who's the talk of the town, with the restless gun. Don't you bother to fool him around. Keeps the varmints on the run, boy. Keeps the varmints on the run. You may think he's a sleepy type guy, always takes his time. Soon I know you'll be changing your mind when you've seen him use a gun, boy. When you've seen him use a gun. He's the top of the West, always cool, he's the best. He keeps alive with his Colt 45.
I'm the Caustic Midwestern Cowboy. Good Western, bad Western, big or small, I'm here to review them all. Seeing as how this is my first episode, I think it's best I choose something to review that won't get the first episode taken off of YouTube. Luckily, there's the public domain. So today, I will be reviewing Lumberjack, a western in the public domain that's sure to be as good, if not better, than Star Odyssey. Though I'll have to try my best to avoid referencing a certain comedy show. Also, if you're wondering what happened to Sugar Cube Critic, I didn't want to be a mulp film reviewer anyway. I want to review westerns, galloping from town to town as they corner bad guys near the rivers of the greater California. A damsel in distress at their side. The saloons, the guns, the bumpy gravel roads, the senior citizen fan base, and they... Anyway, let's talk about the 1944 western Lumberjack. It's strange that the title is made up of logs, making me think of how many trees died for that title card. Also, the film's from United Artists, so it must be Showgirls good. Surprisingly, one of the names not made out of logs is Forrest Johnson. I'm guessing that the guys in the Harry Sherman Productions logo were the ones to make his name out of logs as well. But that's just me riffing on the opening credits. How does the film really start out? Well, it's nice when you can't tell the victim's screamings from the horse's whinnies. Believe it or not, this film is not just a film featuring popular 40s western character Hopalong Cassidy, but is the 52nd film in a 66-film franchise that spanned just 10 years. So it's not just today's Hollywood that cranks out sequel after sequel. It's always been that way.
It's Julie!
What about Julie?
She's eloped with a stranger she met in Sacramento and she left this. My poor little girl, wheedled by a wicked man.
Don't worry about it, Abby. There are only two places she could go, the parsonage or the justice of the peace.
Oh, stupid girls and their boyfriends. Hopalong Cassidy is ready to roll.
Oh, no, you don't. Let's go.
I won't.
Come on, let's...
Are you trying to kidnap me?
Kidnap? At your age?
You're about the same age as her. And why does she have a problem with kidnapping when she's clearly horse-napping? A random bad guy shows up and sees the note Aunt Abby left behind that made her feel so frightened.
Well, don't let him tap.
Maybe Julie's becoming a bride this very instant. Stop it!
Will you stop it?
Really? I think she was concerned that you looked like you were having a heart attack.
Marriage is a wonderful institution, you know.
Unless it's between the same gender, you know.
And the bride-to-be seems a sensible woman.
But she's so impetuous. California's right. It will never work.
Oh, yes, it will.
Well, you're really confident in this marriage. It turns out that the parson thought California was trying to get married. Oh, I haven't seen wedding shenanigans this funny since Stedman and Oprah. Unfortunately, they couldn't stop Cruella de Vil from getting married.
Julie, I wish you'd said something to your father about this. He's no...
There's something you should know.
What's with that giant editing blunder? Was this guest edited by Godard or something?
You see, when I met...
Oh, it seems there's an actual western going on outside. Oh wait, he's dead. Well, that was a shorter marriage than Bouvier and Turboliger, in that they both ended in attempted murder. And then a wild villain appears. Oh, yeah, I should trace them too. During this good old-fashioned chase scene, the two bad guys split up, because they think they'll fool a guy who's been in this situation 51 other times. This guy would jump in the water, but Paul Newman hasn't told him to yet. Falling into bushes from a bullet wound, though, is okay. Cassidy then finds out that Ben Jordan was behind on his taxes, leading to him taking the lead in Gallow Walkers.
If Ben Jordan did this, killing would be too good for him.
That's loose talk. If anything happened to Ben Jordan, you boys would be held responsible.
Even though they were in town this whole time and only one person shot Ben Jordan. All I can say is, today is a sad day for paranormal investigators.
Jordan will never get here with the money.
Oh, is that why Taggart and Slade were trailing Jordan in Sacramento?
They're expensive, but dependable. Look here.
These are our heroes, most definitely. Sinister grins and statements are proof of that.
Well, I don't know, Buck. There doesn't seem to be any way out of it. You see, Julie's marriage has brought her responsibilities.
Oh, now she's responsible.
I've asked Hoppy to find the men responsible for Ben's death.
First, he must lose his left eye and become an alcoholic. Zany couples banter.
This is all. Say, where do you think you're going? Europe?
I'm going along to protect Julie from those lumberjacks.
Ah, yes, Lumberjacks. Fierce men who saw right through terrible kids' movies.
Hope the trip won't be too bumpy.
No, why, that road's as smooth as a woman's cheek. And some women have some cheek.
It's a butt joke. Hoppy, California, Auntie, and other girl are ready to go into town. Unfortunately, judging from this guy's black hat, they're being followed by a bad Hopalong Cassidy impersonator. Maybe he's just mad that he didn't win the role of Hopalong Cassidy from Pulp Fiction. You know, seeing as how this is in the public domain and all, can we see this incorporated into the third season of Ninja the Mission Force? June 31st, time paradox, oh, they're just changing the calendar.
What about Slade?
He met up with an accident.
That's too bad.
Oh, so they're the villains. Only problem is, I don't care.
Jordan was married just before he was killed.
Then there's an heir?
Yeah, and a mighty pretty one, too. She's on her way here now to see you, only a few miles behind me.
The contracts for the railroad are signed and delivered. The tax sale starts in an hour. The Jordan woman must be stopped from getting here.
We shall stop her through our exposition.
Dear old California, home of my childhood days.
Great. Now sing about talking to the trees. You know, this movie talks about California so much, I'm expecting the villain to have an affinity for the Power Glove. They have a slight hiccup when the villains switch the signs around. Luckily, California's libido recognizes the switch.
Now he says the signs are switched.
I put up that sign myself 20 years ago with my own bare hands.
And yet you complain about your girlfriend being old.
Why, I wouldn't forget this place in a million years. Right here I used to meet my little Minnie. Jog. Look what's up there. Little Minnie. What a gal.
Why the heck haven't you two broken up yet? Anyway, they figure out the switcheroo and proceed into town. You know, I wonder if there's a spin-off version of this auction set in Texas.
The next and last parcel is the best virgin timber in the Sierras.
Too bad Kirk Douglas and his Quaker colony will try and stop you. Hopefully the virgin timber won't have an immaculate conception.
You can't sell that land.
Why not?
Mrs. Jordan is here to pay the taxes.
An accountant, eh? Too bad it's my dad's day off. Okay, California also decides to pay Minnie a visit.
Well, sure, hello, California.
Well, Bush McAllister, Sue, I'm glad to see you. Still as purty as ever, huh?
Minnie doesn't look at all like a mouse. Or a moocher, for that matter. Oh, wait, that wasn't Minnie? I'm probably having this confusion because I'm way more interested in the actual plot than old man infidelity here.
Can't see her on account of that fat woman.
That's Minnie.
That's Minnie.
Go on over and say hello to her, California.
Well, see, I think I better...
No, come on.
It's because fatty. Well, I guess I can handle a couple of fat southern gal stereotypes for a couple minutes.
Don't you think I've grown up?
Yeah, and, Minnie, I never seen you look so big. There's so good.
Go
Just take things easy. I'll be seeing you in a minute.
You don't want to mess with Mrs. Gloop. It appears now that Julie is about to become a Lumberjane. Remind me to ask H.M. Dragon to draw Jane the Killer as a lumberjack.
These low-down land sharks are throwing helpless people out of their homes and saying your husband ordered it.
Why, your husband spent a fortune on these parasites. Fed and clothed them for years. Couldn't get a lick of work out of them.
You can't really help your case when you're calling them parasites. Julie decides to let the parasites stay for a month.
I'm doing what Ben would want me to do.
But if he knew how badly you were doing it, he wouldn't be very pleased.
That's unkind, Hoppy, and certainly uncalled for.
It was 1944. Sexism was never uncalled for. By the way, I think there's a butterfly in the back of your head. You might want to get rid of that.
I just wanted to say goodbye, Miss Julie.
Jimmy, wouldn't you like to stay here and work for me?
No, not without Hoppy. Goodbye.
Did Hoppy even make his decision? I haven't seen a contract signing this sinister since the Can of Hat. The squatters prepare to leave town, but are apparently going the wrong way.
We ain't going.
What scum like you needs is a lesson you won't forget.
He just whipped a woman. Beat every light out of him. Looks like we got ourselves an old-fashioned fight scene. Belly flop.
What's the matter?
Yeah, those squatters, they're always making trouble.
Stupid squatters. Bring down the property value. You know what would make this fight even better? If I could tell just what was going on. And don't you know that only Jamie Foxx can whip people and get away with it?
That thing's void. You better speak to the new owner. She's down the street with Kiefer.
Give me that.
A she? Surely you jest. Things get interesting when they think they've caught Ben's killer.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't I see you down in Nevada a couple of weeks ago?
I've been out of these mountains in months.
Funny, your face looks kind of familiar. I'd have sworn I...
Must have been two other guys.
Maybe so, but one of them is dead.
Uh-oh. Careful now. We're using that wheel to generate Pikachu's electricity. The exposition squatters tell Hopalong about railroad ties. I don't know. Corruption and treachery is plentiful. Let's leave it at that. I agree with Hopalong choosing Jimmy Rogers. At least he's not as annoyingly unfunny as California Carlson. A girl riding a horse. Witchcraft!
Boys, won't you please make an extra effort?
Why, sure, Miss Julie.
Sure, next time you show your pretty face around here, we'll have a pile of logs to the top of that tallest tree. Won't we, boys?
And by a pile of logs, they mean a pile of nice, thick, 9-inch man logs.
Say, where's Taggart riding?
Oh, he's going to see where she's going.
Oh, he's so fired.
Why aren't you on your way back to Bar 20?
Oh, California wanted to visit with some of his old friends.
Who are now all fat and cliche.
Julie, you don't seem to understand. You're the trespasser. Your husband owes these squatters, as you call them, a great deal of money. Even if you gave them all this property, it wouldn't square the debt.
I don't believe it.
You really should have known that by now.
I had faith in him, too. I married him, didn't I?
Yes, you did. But apparently for your own selfish reasons.
I'll never forgive you for that. Never.
Now to make cryptic guilt trips about you on Facebook.
Even the sound is falling asleep. Cowboy John C. Riley here tips off to the bad guys about something MacGuffin McMuffin. Another Godard cut? Really? I don't think they had art films back in the 1940s, good sirs. I totally believe they kill off Hoppy with 14 films left to go.
Good hunting, Mr. Fenwick?
Why, I thought that...
You thought what?
I thought I was shooting at a deer.
Well, he does look as graceful as a deer.
You wouldn't shoot me.
Why not?
Oh, please. Please, Mr. Kent.
Well, he wasn't shot, but he sprained his ankle. Rogue scribble. What? Oh,
When you leave that place, your heart calls home.
That sing voice is as believable as the heroes from Terror of Tiny Town. And who's playing the accordion? I hear an accordion, but none of these people are playing an accordion. This musical number is making me wish that Jack Sparrow was running on the hamster wheel in the background. Was that the sound of coconut halves? Good lord. Now this film's just daring me to reference Monty Python.
Mr. Fenwick, I must have an extension on our contract. I can't get those ties out on time.
It's not too bad.
Everything is too bad for you, isn't it? Due to Julie's negative reception of the workers, the two bad guys try to buy her land, but she won't sell. Why does it seem like Aunt Abby is always suffering from slurred speech and fatigue?
Why don't you do something, California?
Well, what do you do when a lady faints?
Put her feet higher than her head and go get a drink of water.
Well, I'll get the water, but let her raise her own feet.
I don't like you.
I'm the one that fainted.
Well, that was a random ending. I'll tell you this, now I think the Goldensteins had funnier bickering. Julie decides to spy on the workers who are, breaking apart a wheel. How scandalous! Though the music is telling me that this is actually relevant to the plot.
I've been trying to catch you with this.
Oh, now, listen. All right, if you're gonna act like a man, I'll treat you later.
Cheese and crackers. Enough with the woman whipping. 50 Shades of Grey isn't even out until February. Whatever. Hoppy to the rescue. Careful with that stick. Angela Baker might need it for Sleepaway Camp 3. Luckily, California Carl Shtick comes to Hoppy's rescue.
Julie, these are all IOUs given to these people by the Jordans over a number of years.
I know Ben would have been able to pay them off.
Really? For a man you were married to for only 90 seconds, and before that you only corresponded through mail? You seem to have pretty high confidence in him.
We still have a chance.
We're all lumberjacks and good ones, too.
You bet.
We can do the work if you let us.
None of us are D.B. Sweeney, so we guarantee no alien abductions.
We tip the tops and roll the logs along. In this fight, you want our work to do.
It's a catchy song, but it definitely needs more Brits.
Take your men and get out of here. You're trespassing. This is private property.
All right, Cassidy. You win this time, but I'm coming back, and then we'll see who's trespassing.
I'll get you next time, Cassidy. Next time.
You know what? I've already referenced it several times throughout this review. At this point, I really don't care. I'm gonna play the song. Hit it.
I like Chinese. I like Chinese.
No, not I Like Chinese. I meant the Lumberjack song, you clod. Well, I guess I could play some classic Ren and Stimpy to compensate.
Our country reeks of trees. Our yaks are really large, and they smell like rotting beef carcasses.
I've been wanting to do that for a long time. The bad guys are dumbfounded and attempt to stop Cassidy with a forest fire. What do bears know anyhow?
Well, they sure did a lot of damage.
Sure have.
Even though everything looks like it did 2 minutes ago. Now I'm expecting Hoppy to get blamed for the forest fires, and Flash Thompson will come in and prove him innocent. After Hoppy convinces everyone to throw their logs in the river, the bad guys decide to just kill them all. Where's a log ride when you need it? Wait, giant wheel? Well, I guess that worked. Oh great, it's the return of the killer sticks.
Hello, Julie!
Hello, Dad. I'm glad you brought the boys with you.
Why?
Sounds like Hoppy's in trouble.
Where?
Down where they're logging.
Why did I expect this from a film that's from the same director of 54 Lassie episodes? Also, apparently now they're finding the Dust Bowl. The giant wheel wants no more of this. They got him, but he already killed 3 men. The bad guys realized that this brawl was actually a bad idea, so to stop this, flippin' dynamite. But at least they caught the man that killed Ben.
Remember, before they hang you, you're legally entitled to a chicken dinner. Ha ha!
Come on.
Death penalty. Enough with the random frame cuts. I said enough. It'll be pointless to blow up this dam. Superman will just fly around the Earth a couple of times to let it blow up a second time. Admittedly, this is actually a cool action sequence, though I question the love scene taking place on top of the dam. Finally, he kicks off the dynamite. Now the Goonies will be able to get out of One-Eyed Willie's cave. Wait, did I just make 2 consecutive references to Richard Donner movies? Also, admittedly, this is pretty suspenseful. How convenient. And they live happily ever after. You know, this movie is okay. Unlike most westerns I'm expecting to watch for the show, it's actually pretty entertaining. The only serious problems I have were the annoying comic relief, the missing frames, and the pretty boring bad guys. Despite this, the action's pretty well choreographed. Hopalong is a cool hero, and it has that real nostalgic feeling to it. It's not one of the best, but if you have about 63 minutes to kill, well, there's always Lumberjack. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give Lumberjack a 7. Now, I have to go and find a new person to work my soundboard. Better play us out. Alright, let's see. Okay. Well, which button? Okay, Monty Python settings. Okay. I believe this is Lumberjack.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Some things in life are bad, they can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. This'll help things turn out for the best.
Everything is too bad for you, isn't it?